Lionel, is that you?
There, I think I got it. Kelly?
Yes, Lionel.
You haven't been on every podcast lately. Why not? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I worry
I've been
about
very
you.
busy.
I worry about you. I worry about you, little buddy.
I know. No, I've been very busy. The park's opening on the 12th of April. And I've spent the last month at the park since I'm not working for Microtrains anymore.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, but you can't take an hour out of your day to be on the podcast?
Well, when I come home, I have a honeydew list I have to do.
What, is your house falling apart or something?
No, it's just my wonderful wife has things for me to do that need to be done.
Like what?
Oh, I got to build a new pet porch. I got to mow the lawn.
So when you come home, you have to build a new porch?
Well, I'm working on that. That's in progress.
Oh, okay. And when you come home,
I'm real tired when I get home.
When you're not too tired to sit in a chair and not contribute to the podcast.
Well, yeah. When you asked for the end of the email address, I have nothing. That's how tired I am. I have nothing at the end.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll get somebody to help you. You know what you need? You need an email assistant. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Linda?
I didn't say a word.
I know. No. That's what you just got. I was
thinking AI.
Yeah. Actually, somebody. It was Tim Warris. On one of his posts, he said he was getting AI to insult him. It actually was pretty funny. I tried it too. Actually, it was pretty funny. All right, so tonight we're going to, or today, or this morning, whenever it is you're listening to this in the middle of the night, if you're on
That's when we recorded it.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, whenever you're listening to it, that's when we recorded it.
Oh, I like that. Nice. You obviously weren't working at the park.
Nope.
That's going to be everybody's excuse now. We're all working down at the Medford Train Park.
Medford Railroad Park?
Yeah, Medford Railroad Park. How many members you got there now? How many members have you managed to force to leave lately?
Actually, we've had a new member.
A new member.
A new member. He's very special in a sense that he's sort of like G4, and he is. He's always got a smile on his face. He's willing to do anything for us to, get the park ready for the season. And
nice.
It's the first time I've had somebody that's that enthused to do stuff, and he wants to learn.
Does he answer your texts?
Actually, he does. He actually sent me his phone number.
That'd be nice if I could get somebody to answer my text when I send a text out. Kelly won't. Sometimes Kelly doesn't answer our texts. He just is not blank, and then we start worrying about him, and we start texting amongst each other. Is Kelly okay? He won't answer.
Yeah.
He's too tired to answer. He has to cut the grass and build a porch.
Pet porch.
What size porch are you building?
Let's see. Measurement is
roughly
12.
Roughly.
By 30 feet.
How many square feet is that?
30?
Yeah.
You're building a deck. You're not building a porch.
Yeah, I'm building a deck. I call it a deck.
Okay, and how far along are you?
Just basically cutting out the rotten stuff right now, and
where there's already a deck there.
Yeah, there's an old deck from I would assume it's from 1957.
And and you're removing it completely?
Yeah, I'm taking everything out to put a brand new porch in or deck.
And have you got any help?
No, I'm doing it myself.
You're too old.
Well, I'm never too old.
Yeah, you're like.
And what pet is this for?
No, it's not a pet. That somebody spit that out. Daniel.
I thought he said he was making a pet porch.
No, he just was. He was just mumbling.
mumbling.
Oh,
You know,
I
like,
heard the same thing, Daniel. I thought a catio.
you know what?
yeah, exactly.
You know what? If we ever get that guy, what's that guy's name? He's the head of that group, that model railroad group. It's a big group. There's like 16,000 members. He's like some guy from Scotland and talks like
You think he has a catio?
No, I don't know, but we can't understand him either. He talks like he's got marbles in his mouth. What's that guy's name?
He does have a pretty cool accent. It's
Yeah,
better
actually.
than Kelly's.
Does anybody here have an accent? I guess Marcus, no, you don't, because you're a northern boy in the South, so you just kind of talk like a no accent guy.
I'm just kind of all mixed up. Everybody here thinks I sound like a northerner, and everybody back home thinks I sound like a southerner. So I don't know what I am.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to put you like right in the middle. You don't really have an accent. You just have kind of a dialect. And Daniel, you're just a Midwestern boy. You don't really have an accent.
Nope.
Linda, are you originally from California?
I am. I've lived all my life in San Diego County, but every now and then I think I say the word water and people say, "Oh my gosh, you're from Chicago." But my mom is. So I probably picked up a little bit of Chicago and Detroit from my parents.
Ah, Detroit.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, well, let me ask you a question, Linda.
Yep.
Is Detroit a Midwestern city?
Oh, I don't know. Being from the West, the idea of everything being back east, being Midwest, really freaks me out. But probably.
Let me ask you a simpler question. This will
Yeah.
help you determine the next time somebody wants to know the answer to this question. Is Atlanta a Midwestern city?
No.
Exactly. And Detroit is east of Atlanta.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
It is how it works. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That's exactly how it works.
Doesn't matter what Google or anything else has to say.
No, exactly. All right. So we're going to talk to Gordy Robinson, the president of the National Model Railroad Association. Gordy, come on into the studio.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Gordy. How are you?
Hi, buddy.
I'm very well.
Speak a little. Move the microphone a little closer.
You want it a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very well. Thank you.
Okay. And how's the NMRA going? Have we reached 20,000 members yet?
No, we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near. The trends are not going to get us to 20,000 anytime soon, unfortunately.
Okay.
Hence why we're doing all the work that we're doing.
And what are the trends? What are the trends showing?
How long have I been president now? We're nearly 5 years into me being president. We've had, bearing in mind, since 1992, the rate of decline was at least 2% a year. We've had one year of a slight increase of less than 1%, 1 year of a decrease of 1%, and the other 3 years have been around 2% decrease, as they were for the last 30. So it's not as bad, but it's not ideal, and it's the age of the organization's getting older, and we're not really managing to get younger people coming in still, despite everything that we're trying to do. And when I say younger people, I simply mean, let's just say people under 70.
Right, it's a broad range.
Yeah.
So let's go around the room here, everybody that's here. So, Marcus, are you a member of the NMRA or not?
Yes, I am.
Linda?
Yes, I am.
Linda. Can I say Linda?
Linda.
Linda. Daniel?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
And I'm a member of the NMRA. I'll be the last guy out. I'll be the guy turning the lights off. I don't care what happens in the NMRA. I'll always be a member because it's where we live. Regardless of whether we agree or disagree with something in particular, you need to just try to all row in the same direction to try to make it better. Me included. Okay, so everybody here is a member of the NMRA, which is, I feel like the AML Nation is becoming more and more members of the NMRA, personally.
Yeah, no, and that's good.
It
That's
is
good.
So the reason we got you here is recently, on March the 30th, at approximately 3:47 a.m., why you would do it in the middle of the night. I guess you couldn't sleep that night. Actually, I'm assuming that would have been at 8:47 a.m. Orkney time.
Yeah. Yes, it would have been while I was getting the kiddos ready for school.
Okay. So it's
sat right in the post on my kitchen table.
Yeah, there you go. And it was don't be an aerosol, please. And then somebody put we were sharing this message from our president Gordy because of our vision. We recognize that sustained negativity in our community has at times made it difficult for new and younger volunteers to find their footing. It is time to clear the tracks. We are dedicated to removing those barriers and ensuring that everyone who wants to contribute has the space to lead and grow, which is excellent because, as we all know, even I made a blunder and was critical. Before, I still feel like it's important to be critical, but I think it's important to pick how you are critical and be careful that you got to remember that everybody's part of the NMRA is trying. So I'm as guilty as anybody of making a mistake of being too critical because that doesn't help. So then you put this message on here about it's a sign that don't be an aerosol, whatever that means.
Don't spread negativity.
Right. And so
think another word that goes really
don't wordplay that. Don't wordplay it. Don't do
that. So Gordy said, with Vision 2035, our fresh new branding, we aren't just looking at the past, we are engineering the future of model railroading. But a vision is only as strong as the people behind it. Lately, we've been seeing some heavy negativity in our community. With sustained negativity, that can be hard for new, younger volunteers to find their footing, which is very true. To our members ready for a challenge, we need you in the driving seat. I am personally committed to I actually have a really good idea, Gordy. How would you, somebody like me who can be opinionated and judgmental and sometimes blurt out the wrong thing and seem negative, how would you address somebody like me about the NMRA?
Well, so the thing is, it doesn't have to be done in such a public way. You can almost directly relate to the number of people getting blocked or being sanctioned for excessive negativity, political remarks, or something that they've posted on social media that really, wasn't balanced. Let's say that, to us losing members over the last 5 years, and probably beyond that. But I've only got the stats for that. And it's like the people that are doing it don't hate the NMRA. I honestly genuinely believe they think that they're helping. But the message I'm trying to get across at the moment is that actually sustained negativity and being publicly mega negative about something way beyond proportionality of what that really is actually doing the opposite of what the people want. So, I've got loads of examples of it, but since probably last summer, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but it's increased significantly. There's been increasing open criticism directed at leadership from local to national, and it's not about the rebranding. Please don't mistake this for being about the rebranding. This is across a whole piece of everything. From us we were moaned at for ages for us trying to modernize the AP. We make some slight changes to make the AP more accessible, and now suddenly we're making the AP easier. No, we're not. We just modernize some of the things so that it's not stuck in 1961, so that people can participate. And it's like all of that is really negative. And if that's there's two problems to that. Nobody wants to join an organization where what appears to want to put other people in stocks and throw rotten vegetables at them, right? And that's basically how the NMRA appears externally. And, you've got less chance of getting shot standing on Vimy Ridge playing bagpipes in 1917 at the moment than you have for stepping forward in the NMRA to do anything, even run a clinic. I've tried so hard to change this culture within the organization to make it more welcoming, but it is definitely changing within the organization 100%. and people that are involved and engaged are seeing that, inside the tent. I honestly believe that it's not perfect, and there's still a lot of work to be done. There always will be, and it's like going to be more business as usual to constantly be trying to address that. But this external, negativity and this culture negativity online about everything that the NMRA is trying to do, it carries a lot of weight. Words have weight, and every public critique just carries an echo, and it becomes it becomes the narrative, becomes the truth, even if it's not. And it's really extremely damaging to the hobby and the organization and what we're trying to do. And it's just demoralizing a lot of people within the organization. One of the biggest challenges that we've got as an organization is finding people to step up and take on leadership roles. We're trying to reduce the number of leadership roles within the organization because we simply can't find people to fill them. And without people stepping up and taking up some responsibility within an organization, as Marcus will probably tell you, and Kelly, and Daniel, we won't survive. It's as simple as that. You're like killing the organization that you're pretending to love. And one example I'll give you recently, which is branding related but not, is Ray Persing updated the Merit Award certificate to all that. The only simple change was a couple of colours changed. And the new logo was put on it. And some people had commentary about don't really like the new logo. Get over it, right? Just get over that by now. But the comment that struck me is because we put the new logo on a certificate, somebody felt that was an example of us making getting an achievement award easier. How do you connect those two dots? Like, what do I do? And we're all laughing at that because we all know that that's not true. But from an external person looking at that, what are they going to think? Like, oh my God, that's the kind of people that are in that organization. Why would I want to be part of that? We're not even at rivet counting at that point. I can't even begin to try to understand how those two dots got connected.
Well, and that whole thing was a good example of a lot of people handling it correctly and a few handling it just awful. There was a lot of people that were like, I don't really dig the colors. It's kind of hard to read. It's kind of this or that. If you did this instead, that would probably be all right. I mean, there was a lot of supportive critiquing that wasn't slamming anybody, wasn't mean. It was just hey, I think this might be a better thing. And Ray took that back and they redid it again. And then it was much better. There was a definite right way to go about that, and the route that several other people went that was really not helpful.
That's just one example. It's one example.
No, but that's a good example. Though what you're basically saying is the new logo showed up on somebody's achievement award, and people started complaining that made it easier to get the achievement award, which is bizarre. And what you're trying to do, I wonder. Marcus?
Yes?
You know how a lot of times I don't make any sense?
You always make perfect sense.
Well, see if you understand this. This is a thought that I have. And Linda, do you understand the basic premise of an audio podcast?
I do indeed.
Okay. I'm wondering... Okay, Gordy has been the president of the NMRA now for 5 years. How old are you now, Gordy?
39.
39 he is. And so he became president when he was 34, tried to make a lot of inroads on the digital magazine and all sorts of, there's way too many things to mention, the changes that have come about with Gordy as the president. And Gordy would be the first one to say to you, it's not because he's the president, it's because he has a bunch of enthusiastic volunteers that are trying to help him move the NMRA forward. Have we reached a point now where, because we have a younger member as the president and it's been 5 years, people now we need to kind of be real, okay, guys, all right, this is what it's like when we want younger people to be involved in the hobby. Like, things are going to change a little tiny bit. Maybe we'll rebrand. Maybe we'll have a digital magazine. Like, is it time for people to realize, hey, it's a younger thing now. We have a different mindset, because a lot of your volunteers are younger people too, right? I mean, they're not all 70-year-olds.
No, absolutely not. No, especially in standards and conformance and the technical team. The people that are supporting manufacturers with innovation, they're my age or around, either 10 years above and below. There are older heads there that are retired, and we need those because we need the capacity. But there's some really, really bright people, young people that are, up with technology and all that kind of good stuff. They're involved, yeah. And there's division leadership, like Paul Stamp, for example. He's younger than me. He's running as deputy division superintendent up in New York.
Good.
Yeah.
Marcus, did that make any sense what I said?
It did. It's as we get younger with an organization, you're going to have to face that there are changes that'll come about. I mean, not everybody's modeling what they were modeling 30 years ago. So there's just a big change, a gradual change maybe as the population hopefully gets younger, because if the population keeps getting older, it's going to not exist anymore.
This is going to sound wrong. This is going to sound like I'm insulting somebody or a group of people. That's not what it's.
What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds?
This is where we say Derek was supposed to be here to help this.
Yeah. Well, you can do it, Marcus.
Okay.
I thought you were the director of the foundation for the North Carolina Transportation Museum.
That's what they tell me.
Well, exactly. So I'm the exact kind of guy that you have to keep under control. Is it simply a case now of not ignoring the older set, but kind of, Gordy, does it feel like you've got all steam ahead regardless of any negativity you might receive, kind of thing?
No, I don't think so. When I don't think it's about replacing. Absolutely, it's not about replacing experience, because we need the balance, right? But whenever I speak or post or do something, I ask myself, is it actually helping us clear the road for the next generation? Or am I actually placing roadblocks in their way? So I'm realizing that we've got a cliff edge of people's just age, right? Just physical age. And yet again this morning, my phone rang, which, with modern technology, it's not often that I actually get a physical phone call anymore. It's usually an email or a instant message of some description. It's actually a phone call telling me that yet another member has passed away, and that we're on this cliff edge of people passing away, and the next generation that's coming forward has different life experiences of whether it be technology or expectations on how long things should take, or how bureaucratic things should be, or how much bureaucracy they're willing to do. I mean, I'm a millennial, and most millennials don't iron things, for example. They just put them on, right? So that's the time saving straight away. So I'm always thinking, how can I help clear the path for that generation that's going to come in behind? So that's a lot of what we're doing with Vision 2035. Yes, we're doing a lot of digital. We're going through a lot of pain right now. Get through the pain, now, because we've got to go through it at some point. Now, why not now, while we've got actually, quite a good team of balanced experience of how we've done things in the past and how we could do things in the future, and then the experience of the real world. We're putting in the new IT systems, looking at modernizing our education programs and platforms, and actually Derek's helping with that as well. So, there's a balance there, and looking at the branding and what that looks like, how we've already kind of handled over the last 5 years digital publications, how we appear and present ourselves in public, online, on social media. This is the NMRA, unfortunately not some of the membership, but the NMRA as a divisions and regions. We've done lots of things to support and modernizing what we've done. A lot of the criticisms that we would have been talking about on this podcast, me and you, 8 to 10 years ago, we've kind of resolved quite a lot of that for the future, or put things in place for people to help them be resolved. And that's what I'm seeking to do. So, all I'd ask is that other people do the same, and if you don't, honestly, if you really don't necessarily agree with the direction that we're going, or you think things could be done a little bit differently, right? Don't leave the organization. That's like, oh, I've got this cut on my finger and it's going to leave a scar on my finger. You don't go to the outhouse and get a flipping axe and chop your finger off, do you? They have this thing. If you've got a tattoo and you go, hey, you put your girlfriend's name on your arm, and then you end up breaking up. You don't cut your bleeding arm off, do you? They've got this thing called tattoo removal, right? It still doesn't completely remove it. You've got to live with it for the rest of your life. Like we're always looking for people to step up. That we're always struggling to find people to want to step up and lead. And I understand why that is, because obviously, they've got the same life expectancy as a pilot in the Royal Flying Corps before they start getting shot at, or a bagpiper on Vimy Ridge. But that's the way we do things. And even then, it doesn't mean that this isn't Sacha Baron Cohen and you're in The Dictator and you're coming in and going, hey, do exactly what I say. As you've just rightly said, Lionel, it's about assembling a team around you of really good people and empowering them to be successful. And you've got to be able to compromise. And you've got to be able to compromise. So running for a leadership role at divisional or national level doesn't necessarily mean everyone's going to bend to your will, but it does mean you've got a voice at the table and you can challenge and you can listen and you can hear the whole rationale. And a lot of the people that are passionate about, they're not quite happy with the direction that the NMRA has taken. And many of those have never put their hand up and said, right, I want to be involved in that. I want to be involved at the heart of that decision. I want to understand it more, and I would encourage them to do it, because you've clearly got some passion there. But like I say, there's people at the moment that are going, oh, I've now got a different way that I've got to renew my membership, so I'm just going to leave. Right? Again, it's they're cutting your finger off because you've got a cut on your finger, so you chop your whole finger off because you're going to get a scar. Like, it's crazy.
Can I jump in with an observation?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're all out of time.
just trying to do that whole audio podcast thing,
All right. Well, push your microphone back a quarter of an inch.
Let's see. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Awesome.
Now, do you have a Sharpie?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I want to bring in the idea of the distinction between younger modelers and new modelers, because I jumped into this whole thing in my 60s. I'm 63 now, and I've only been playing around with this stuff for about, a year and a half, 2 years. And I've been to 3 conventions, and now I'm helping set one up that's happening, our local regional convention. But what I see as a new modeler, and not necessarily a young one, is like I'm kind of experiencing the hobby in the same way that younger people do. So almost all of my learning has been on YouTube. I haven't subscribed to any print magazines. I keep hearing about them, but I haven't seen any really. I haven't dealt with any. And I'm not in the NMRA because I have any passion at all for helping to run an organization. That's a necessary evil, and I'm stepping up because I really value my division, and I want to contribute and pull my own weight there, but that's not an appealing part of it. And I think that's probably true of any new people. They're people who want to get involved tend to be people who've been around a little while. And so the idea of coming into an organization that you don't see serves you and being expected to step up and change that right away is kind of a big ask, I think. And then the other thing I see is that some things that seem dated about the organization that kind of say, I don't know if they've got what I want, is things like the achievement program. I was looking at and I haven't kept up on recent changes. If there's something that just changed, I don't know about it. But like I'm looking at doing dead rail, and if I want to do, there are things that were required to wire a layout so that I can do a reverse loop. Well, I don't want to do that.
Well, yeah, and,
that's not part of it.
Well, sure, and belonging.
But I mean, it seems a little stuck in legacy technology without the options for alternatives.
And I wonder if it's just a simple case of people are looking for too much from the organization when they join, because I'm quite happy. Like I'm quite happy to say I got no intention of volunteering or offering my assistance or doing anything to. What is all that noise back there?
Sorry, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah, sit still, Gordy. Sit still.
It's the beer.
That's true.
It's no beer.
But I have no interest in volunteering, being involved in anything. Andy Zimmerman keeps asking me, and I keep saying, as soon as you can tell me what the compression rate on a Toyota 4Runner is at Top Dead Center, maybe we'll talk. But I have no desire. I just want to be a member. And I think it's important that people can just be members. Not that I'm not saying that as a slight against any.
And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Just come back on a couple of Linda's points. That's absolutely fine. But what will happen is when somebody new joins an organization, they come in with fresh pair of eyes. So I started working in a new job 6 weeks ago. Okay. And in that job, I'm in there with a fresh pair of eyes. I've changed the way, so we work in data protection, so we redact a lot of documents. They were over-redacting documents. So I've changed that. They were using outdated ways of recording information on spreadsheets. I've got them to invest in an actual proper IT system, and we've got the purchase order and it's done within 3 weeks. Now, this is in the government. Doing something like that in 3 weeks is unheard of, but we've done it, and it's because the organization was willing to listen to different ways and be open to that change. And the NMRA and any organization has to be that welcoming. But when there's this level of negativity and it's being accepted, that's my worry, is it's becoming the norm, not the exception. Then that's not going to be conducive to somebody coming in with new ideas. That's going to end up coming in with new ideas is going to be, well, if you want to make those ideas, you've got to join the leadership team. And as you quite rightly pointed out, both you and Lionel, Linda, that's not necessarily where someone's at, because when someone first joins an organization, they're looking for what they're going to get back from that organization, because they've joined it to find out about the organization. They're finding out, they're learning. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to ask open questions and potentially challenge a few things, and such as the one that you've just done. So the AP program and having to wire a reverse loop. Nobody has to wire up a reverse loop for their achievement program. It's an option in that certificate. I know exactly which certificate you're talking about. It's electrical, and in your electrical certificate, you've got to do X number of projects. And it suggests some projects, that is one of them, but it actually says other projects agreed with your achievement program person in your division or your region. So, if it's somebody that's doing power on board, I hate dead rail. I hate talking about anything that's dead, because dead rail makes me think like we're tying somebody to the track. So if we're doing power on board or self-propelled equipment, there's we can easily do a project for that. You could be wiring in the wire the onboard power source, install a Boinami decoder or whatever. There are lots of things you can do with that. I don't want to go down that route because that's obviously not what we're here to talk about, but we try to be quite flexible. But in order for you to understand that, you have to ask that question. That question has to be welcomed, and somebody has to be responsive and guide you through it, and not just go around and go, don't be daft, you need to read the paperwork, because that's what would get said in a lot of places, and it's not, that's the kind of culture I'm trying to stamp out.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes, sir.
And Marcus too, because the three of us were discussing this. This is crazy timing that Linda mentioned about, because we said, haven't we recently been talking about that if you want to be a semi-regular on the podcast, or you want to be back on the podcast as a co-host, one of the things you're going to have to be able to do is wire a reverse loop.
That was part of it.
Yeah.
Linda, I'm so sorry. I was hopeful for you.
Darn. I can do it.
Only 2 wires.
That's why Roger isn't here
something
tonight.
I would naturally want to do in the pursuit of my various micro layouts and potential dead rail things. Sorry, power on board things.
Well, let me ask Cold Rail. Let me ask you this question. If you wanted to purchase a Walther's mainline corrugated side gondola, Penn Central side gondola, corrugated side, whatever the hell. It's a corrugated side Pennsylvania gondola, 53 foot. Hey, Kelly, where would you buy it?
Oh, geez. It has to be that one place in York, Pennsylvania on the Lincoln Highway next to the Ben Franklin RV.
White Rose Hobbies.
That's right. 4401 West Market Street.
That's right.
Wow.
Linda's gunning for your job there.
It looks that way.
So those are our sponsor of this wonderful podcast, because it's on the free channel, because anything Gordy says is free, is whiterosehobbies.com. We love whiterosehobbies.com. Gordy, do you make all your purchases from whiterosehobbies.com?
I've made some.
Attaboy.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I've got it. It's difficult for me because, of course,
yes,
being a Lancashire lad.
Yeah. Okay.
For red roses. But I will make an exception. Okay.
I had not thought about the problematicness of that name for you, sir.
For some reason or other, lately I've always been in love with the H34 covered hoppers, the short covered hoppers. And they got some Sioux Line ones here from Bowser for only $22.99. They're on sale. They're $7 off. That's like a 25% savings. Yeah. Holy moly.
White Rose, to be fair to White Rose Hobbies, the guys are great. The stock is great. And I'll give you an example of that. I was at Amherst a few years ago, and at Newark, waiting to get the train up to Springfield. I was on a video call with my son Magnus, and the Budweiser local went past, which is a CSX Jeep with a couple of covered hoppers. And as I got to the show, I was on the phone with Magnus again, showing him the show, and I spun around and he went, "Daddy, there's the locomotive." And on White Rose's booth was the exact HO locomotive, with the same number, exact same number as the one that we saw the day before. So I went and bought it for him. So yeah, you'll find what you need at White Rose.
Did you, when you went to buy it, did you tell him Lionel sent you?
No, I said Magnus sent me. Sorry.
That's fair enough. That's fair.
He got a good price on it, so he didn't do that.
Yeah, that saved you 25%.
Yeah.
I like to support our local hobby shops.
Marcus, that kind of hurt me.
Sorry.
All right, so whiterosehobbies.com, right there in downtown York, Pennsylvania, 4401 Market Street. And Kelly, they're just down the road from
the Benjamin Franklin RV Park.
Exactly. And and if you go a little further east, there's actually a Dairy Queen on that road too.
Yeah.
And it's not actually downtown; it's on the western side of. But they have Tom and Ryan. Call up, ask for Tom or Ryan, and tell them Lionel sent you. They always get a kick out of that. And ask for one of those cool T-shirts that with Ryan on it.
They got snacks too.
They got snacks. They got Jelly Bellies. They got everything, man. And they're fun guys to hang out with. What's that?
Books and videos.
Books and videos. Yeah, they got everything. They got blue covered hoppers. They got gray covered hoppers. That's what we should do. We should buy Derek a blue covered hopper, just for the hell of it. I actually have an idea while you were talking there, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this because it would actually involve me volunteering to do something. Which
look out, Lionel!
Yeah,
don't do it.
And it won't be anything that involves Andy Zimmerman. That's for sure. I can tell you that. Who's a great guy. Andy and I have great fun talking to each other. But I mean, let's face it. Come on, Gordy. Tell me the truth. Andy's just a pain in the ass.
That's his job. He's
that's right.
A retired U.S. Navy senior chief.
That's right. How about like a mentor program? Like I could see me signing up to be a mentor to one new member, right? So like you sign up to be a mentor to a new, like I could handle being a mentor or whatever. Probably that's not the right word to use for me because something else, some other word like a pain in the butt. I could volunteer to be, a guide for a new member, right? Like that's not a huge burden to somebody joins and somehow you're assigned this new member to kind of guide them through, and you can be their new member guide for a year, say, and then after a year you stop and you become the mentor to another new member.
You could mentor some of the division leaders. There you go, bigger impact.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But now he's gone too far.
No, I'm here just simply to empower you to find the best path for you.
How could I mentor a division leader? Daniel, aren't you a division leader?
I am, but I think you have a lot to offer. You're a business leader. You are used to dealing with people, and I'm gonna jump in here at a little bit of a longer clip here, but this is
right.
relevant.
Everybody sit back. This is going to bore you.
So, as a division leader who is 39 days off of my leaving office mark, and I'm counting them down, right? It's been a rough 4 years. There's not much of a chance I would sign up for this again. Would I like to do something regionally? Well, I do help, but would I hold elective office? Man, I don't know. And there's no way I would hold national office because, like Gordy has already said, that's a good way to get shot up. And man, it's a lot of work, and it's not fun when you're trying to do your best and people are taking pot shots at you, and just being really negative. So, division leaders don't always know everything they're doing. They don't always have necessarily the smoothest people skills. That may not be their real thing. And somebody who has been in business for themselves for a while understands a lot of those things. Yeah, you can definitely be an asset to a division leader. I was a Boy Scout leader for several years, and one of the things I always tried to teach the kids is you don't need a title to be a leader. Leadership is in and of itself not connected to titles. Some of the most titled people I know are the most god-awful leaders I've ever seen, and some of the best have never had a significant title in their life. But the tone that you talk about things in division meetings, and to your other division members when you're on the phone with them or what have you, that leads. It leads one way or the other. Either you're a positive influence or you're a net negative. And how you approach those things matters a lot to the leadership and how likely they are to step back up and do that job again.
Daniel, something I want to add that you said leadership doesn't need a title. It also doesn't need an existing position.
No, invent it yourself.
Yeah, I did that. I'm the one going, we need to, it's not just about getting modelers to join the NMRA. We need to be able to invite new people into the hobby, like show them that it exists and it's fun and how to get involved. And so they, got tired of listening to that. And they said, how would you like to take that on? So now I am the new modeler outreach person for our division.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
That's a neat position to think about.
You know what?
It is.
You know what, Linda?
Yep.
I think I ripped off your idea.
What?
Well, a new modeler outreach, or like what I said, being a mentor to a new member.
Well, once I get them in, you can have them.
No. I'm only going to do. You've got 16. You got 16,000 members.
Yeah.
I mean, say we got 500 people to sign up to the new. I don't know what you'd call it, because I don't think being a good leader is important, but I think more important is being a good teammate. Like being a good
absolutely
being a good teammate is probably more important than being a good leader.
Well, you look at go ahead.
No, that's about all I got to say.
I was going to say you get people who invite someone new to their church or something like that. Why not do something similar to that? Like you're bringing in, and maybe it's not a new modeler, but you're going to a club, like a sipping and switching society get together. And a lot of those people, I mean, maybe some of them are NMRA members, but I would say a lot of them are not. But maybe you'd say, hey, you invite one of them to come to an NMRA meeting with me, and we'll kind of go through some of the things that we do and what some of the advantages of it. Let these people see more inside of what the NMRA does, or bring them into like an operating session or something that's connected that might be fun for them to become a part of. And then we've got like the passport program, right, where you can join for, is it 9 months and at a reduced rate? Is that right, Gordy? Is it 9 months?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, the problem with that always at the moment is what's tending to happen is people are doing that, and then someone's turning around and says, I've heard about the NMRA, but I saw stuff online. It was really negative, and I don't want to get into the drama. That's the risk of what this online negativity is leading us to. And honestly, Dan doesn't want to step up. Dan's one of my most capable division leaders in the whole organization.
All right.
Smoke up his ass because he's here.
Okay.
Right?
If you're not going to tell the truth, then there's no point in us going on.
Dan runs one of the biggest divisions in terms of members. Okay, and they've run very successful events. They're open to partnership, and that's the kind of culture that we want to be there. There's people from that division that contribute elsewhere in the organization, but like the fact that Dan doesn't want to step up into a regional level, which would allow him to support and mentor other divisions to be as successful as his division, or international, which would, is the entire organization, is very worrying. And it's not an isolated case. It's common, much more common than you would imagine. And that's not a great future for an organization. And I want to sound the alarm bells to us now that if the atmosphere that's there continues, we aren't just expressing opinions anymore. We're actually inadvertently hastening the demise of the very organization we're claiming to love. And that's just so dangerous.
It's hard to do when you see negativity on, say, social media posts or something. You see negativity. It's so hard to do as a person who kind of watches and manages that in some cases, but I think we have found that it's best just to kind of let the negativity, dwindle out on its own, not feed into it, not feed into it, not to not even to respond to it. It's just and in our organization too, and it can be hard. It can be difficult because you can get people that really want to say something really nasty, and it's just responding to it sometimes. Even trying to say, something nice in response festers more negativity, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, so no, I absolutely agree, and we have different ways, which I don't want to go into onto the podcast, of how we handle persistent negativity. The people that are persistently negative will be aware of those actions that we take. And people's and we have conduct policies and stuff like that within the membership and things like that. But yeah, I mean it's you're absolutely right. We can't be pushing and fostering, responding to it, because people thrive on it. Some people actually enjoy it a little bit too much, I think. But yeah,
Gordy, I didn't hear any of the negativity until I saw your "We need to all stop being so negative" post, and then I was like, wait, what? There's drama,
Yeah.
I mean, anything that you do like that brings it on. I've seen the same kind of thing a little bit in model railroading, but in other things as well. If somebody says like, they're picking on women, like because there was one instance somewhere, they've magnified that 100 times. You just need to be out there showing that, hey, this is cool. We're all having fun here. Look at all these amazing people.
Oh yeah,
not like nothing ever goes wrong, but when it becomes drama about the drama,
absolutely,
makes
and that's
it so much worse.
And and that's why I don't talk about this very often. I mention it every now and again. I try to not get into the specifics. I'll give some examples if I'm asked, but that's why that post was just quite general. Like, come on, we're all on the same team, and ultimately, we're family. I don't see it as an organization, as a group of friends, so much as like family, because I spend as much time with the organization as I do with my own family, and I don't go and slag off my family in public.
Yes.
Down the pub, in the shop.
Yeah, criticize in private.
And like I said to somebody the other day, like gripes go up the chain, but they go up the chain in private. I mean, that's maybe a military thing, but a public sector, a leadership thing. But gripes go up the ladder, but they go up in private. And a division, I had a good chat with somebody from a division a few days ago, where we sorted it out, but there was a comment, and the comment was great, but then there was a bit of negativity in the comment that could have been done in private, and I, rather than going back on the cut, it could have been easy and just gone reply, and continue to stoke the flames, as Marcus says. But what I do is I go back in private to individuals and I say, hey, look, can we just discuss that bit of whatever you've said, in private, because it adds no value to do it in public. And that comes back to what I said earlier about, whatever we do in terms of posting, we don't always get it right. We sometimes emotion takes over because we're humans, but generally I try to be level-headed and encourage the rest of the team to do the same, to be level-headed and consider, is what we're doing, is how we're responding, is what we're posting actually helping clear that track for the future, and is it not, and calling it, but just ignoring the negativity completely and not saying that's, doing this is damaging, isn't really clearing the tracks for the next generation. It's going to make it become the norm, and it needs to not be the norm, because it will lead to more negative things down the line. Like, if it's okay if it's members of the public, and I'm sure within the museum, that Marcus, if it's members of the public, that's one thing. But if it was volunteers within the museum to other volunteers within the museum, there'd be an intervention, and that's the situation when it's the NMRA and they're volunteers within the NMRA against volunteers in a different part of the NMRA, or within the same part of the NMRA. You can't completely just allow that to fester, because it turns into sepsis. So, obviously this is external, but I've written a piece that will be going into the May 2026. My President's Car talks a bit more detail just about, people thinking about what they're posting and stuff like that, and making sure we're being more welcoming, because ultimately with Vision 2035, we've set some really, really bold stuff. Do I think we're going to manage all of it? No, but if we didn't set ourselves goals that were very stretch, then we're not going to try hard enough. Equally, if we didn't set goals that didn't cause conversation, then we wouldn't be challenging ourselves hard enough either to be the difference. Because what I know is that the organization is going to do things in the future that have never been done in the hobby before, possibly never been done in our type of organization before, in other hobbies either. And because of the size of our organization, these are going to be huge scale things that we're going to do, or do them on a huge scale. And they're going to be, if we get it right and we do them right, they're going to be quite special for new model railroaders, for the next generation, for youngsters discovering the hobby, discovering trains, to people that have been in the hobby for a long time, people that are exiting the hobby, people that are exiting this mortal coil, but the only way we're going to do it is if we do it all together. And we all want, ultimately, at the end of the day, we all want the same things, and no one turns up to do a bad job or have a bad day. No one gets up in the morning and thinks, I really, really want to have a really bad day today, and I'm going to go out of my way to have a really, really bad day. No healthy person does that, Can
you give us an insight into what Vision 2035 is?
Yeah, so Vision 2035 we've talked about this on the podcast back in October, November, when we launched the rebrand. We also launched Vision 2035, and this talks about how the organization in the future becomes more member focused, more about member engagement, more about education, has more reach globally, grows to 35,000 members, reduces the cost of being a member by diversifying our revenue streams. And, I can tell you, like, behind the scenes right now, we're delivering work plan year 1, which is 2026. So part of that, very, very soon, we will be launching a pilot education program that will be online. It'll be just one course. We'll be delivering it online. We'll be delivering it online, self-directed, so at your own pace. We'll be delivering it online, taught on like a Zoom call. We'll be delivering it in person. We'll be comparing the feedback, and we'll be going forward with next year being able to launch online courses, which will just grow and grow and grow, which means that we can deliver a course and it can be accessible to everybody. And I'm not talking about delivering a 45-minute clinic here. I'm talking about really having you understand the topic at the end of a series of pieces of work that you go through, and that will just grow, because that is the future, and that's much more accessible than what we do now, right? And that's one aspect. The other aspect is we're looking at what are our divisions doing? Because we as an organization set standards for other people to follow, but have we actually got very robust standards for ourselves? No is the answer. So we launched Division Success, which was just a checklist to go, this is roughly what a division should be looking to do in some way. We didn't be very prescriptive. We kept it quite high level, about in public engagement, around encouraging new members, having social events, actually having meetings. Didn't say whether they had to be in person or online. We just said have an opportunity for members to meet and do something, have an opportunity for some education. So we've just sent out a survey to all of our divisions that's running from now until the 1st of May to get feedback on what people think. And we've asked people to not be defensive and to be really, really critical about whether they actually feel that they're achieving aspects of that or not, so that we can look across the whole board anonymously, although we will provide the feedback to regions for what's going on in their area. Otherwise, how would they know? But, across the piece, where are we actually struggling? Where do we need to look to provide more support or investment? And start to have conversations. So when we go back out to divisions, we'll have more meaningful conversations about specific aspects of what we kind of think a division needs to be doing for our members to have a good experience. And we want a more balanced experience across the piece. We're looking at revenue diversification. So we're looking at changing the way that corporate donorship can happen. So this is sort of manufacturers and other corporate organizations being able to be part of our organization. That's going to get there's a proposals going forward to the summer meeting to revamp that next year. We are also looking at very hard as to whether we can get the membership fee down. So despite all the extra stuff that we've done, despite all the extra benefits that we're providing, we've got slightly less members than we had 4 years ago. But I've challenged us to seriously look at whether we can reduce the membership fee back to $50 or less. And that will mean us potentially cutting out some national posts. That will mean us delivering things in a different way nationally, that are more cost-effective, more efficient ways of working. It will require us to diversify the way that we've got revenue coming in. So we've got revenue streams coming in from elsewhere. But we've all talked before, I know we've heavily talked about the fact that $50 above $50, it's currently $68 to be a member with the digital magazine. It needs to be nearer 50. We certainly had more members when it was 50. If it was $50 now, which is what it was in 2021, then with inflation and accounting for inflation, that would be a significant saving on, against inflation. We've already tried very, very hard to hold the fee down despite really strong cost of living and inflation worldwide over the last 4 or 5 years. So we want to get really hard on that. That may well mean that we reduce the number of, talking about hard decisions. That may well be that we reduce the number of directors on the national board, and we may well be changing the way that we meet. With national boards already moved to meeting monthly online so that we can get things done faster. Well, we may move our meetings to be online rather than in person. In person matters and it's important, and we spend a lot of time working on stuff when we're all together. But can we there's a cost there. Looking at regions as well, and so it's the whole thing. Looking at everything that we do to reevaluate it, and that's really what this year is, and all of that works into what happens next year. And ultimately, the goal is to get the organisation to a point where it's a no-brainer as a model railroader to be part of this organisation because the value proposition is so strong. But it's a guaranteed value proposition, which is not the case right now. If you're in busted knuckle middle of nowhere, and you're 6 of you spread across 1 million square miles, right? Or 1 million square acres. We can't guarantee that with low population density that we're going to have the same experiences you're going to get in Indianapolis, okay, or Atlanta. And we need to be able, so the only way you can do that is to provide some digital services to augment it. So yes, so a division is always going to be the heart of the organization and really, really important. We're humans, we're herd animals, we need to be meeting each other and together. Obviously, we all know that 3 model railroaders in the same village equals 2 model railroad clubs, right? Because we can never compromise. Okay. But we can provide what people want. What people want is education. People come to me and say, I really want to know how to do this. I want to know how to wire up a reversing loop, right? Maybe not in Linda's case, but there are people that come forward and ask for that stuff, and we want to be able to. I want to be us to be the no-brainer destination that somebody would come to and go, okay, yeah, give me $50 a year, and I get access to any education that I could possibly want. I can go to YouTube and I can go and watch 1,000 videos of the best ways to do actual ballasting, but that's not the same as sitting in a course and actually having conversations with somebody who's doing it and having mentorship and also having other people around you. So that's the kind of stuff that's the direction that we're going in. Ultimately, we know as well, as part of that, we need to digitize. So we have to digitize. I know people don't like it, but we have to, because we have to reduce the burden on leadership. If we can't recruit into these leadership roles, not least because people don't have time. People have a different expectation about how much time they're able to give as a volunteer, or that they want to just do one thing but not the entire job. We need to be able to provide people with the tools where they, as a division superintendent, your maximum commitment is 52 hours a year, okay, which is an hour a week. So, and we need it to get it down so a division leadership team can be done by 3 people. So that's still over 150 hours a year. That's a lot of volunteer hours. But that's what we need to work towards. So we've implemented digital workspace, which is through Google, for the national team. So now we have loads of new tools, online meeting tools. We've got advanced AI tools for people to use to read documents, because reading documents takes a long time. AI can read things in the blink of an eye. We've got shared documents that we can do, so we're not worrying about what version of a document is there. We can write something. We've got it built so that when we're in meetings, when we need to write a motion, we can literally just be writing the motion there and then in the meeting and sharing it with people, and people can see it as it's being typed. It can even do dictation, like from the recording of the meeting that we're in at the same time. So like mega technological changes. We're putting in the new membership system. Yes, it's going to take time, right? It's going to take time. The system that we're coming off was a system that's been in place for over 25 years and not really modernized. Now, if you got out of your 2026 motor and you got into a motor that was brand new in 25 years ago, I guarantee, unless you're buying something that was quite high spec, and your modern motor, let's say, is a medium to low spec motor that you're driving, right? It's not going to have the features. You're going to have a cassette player. You're not going to have digital radio in there. You're not going to have GPS navigation. You're not possibly going to have cruise control. You're not going to have AC, maybe. Definitely if you're in the UK, you're not. And you're going to have windy down windows. You may not have electric windows. I can remember electric windows being an option 25 years ago. And that's going to be that's the kind of scale of difference between the organization's digital infrastructure at the moment to what we're moving to. And so we're going through a lot of pain as we do that. That's a painful process, right? But we're going through it, and we're doing it this year. So 2035 is a strong stretch. We want to go from 15,000 members to 35,000 members. That's like recruit 20,000 members. That's not just put 20,000 people's name on a list though, because I could do that dead easy by literally saying fill in this link, send us this information, and you've joined the NMRA for a book. Right? I could easily do that, but then I'd suddenly, when those 20,000 members, even 10% of them wanted to access services and the benefits that we provide to members of the NMRA, we won't be able to. We'll run out of money. We won't be able to provide it, right? Because things cost money. So we need to do that in a sensible and managed way by offering all this new stuff. So it's a challenge. It's a definite stretch. And it's going to be a year by year thing. So when I became the president, there was 40 things on an action list, and they were just rolling from meeting to meeting, going, "Yeah, there's no new action on that. Yeah, there's no new action on that." There was no prioritization, and some of these actions were from people that had come off the board. And what basically happened is you said, "Here's all the things I want to do as a member of the board, and I'm just going to go off in my little hole and try and tackle them." Or I've said it now, I want somebody else to do it. Or I've got this pass that this is what we want to do, but I have no intention to implement it. And now we're going down to, we've got 7 things that we're going to do this year. And those 7 things are what we're doing. We're going to do 7 things next year. And we're going to bite off chunks of work that we can actually deliver. But, that relies on an organization that gets behind it and wants to push it and doesn't seek to derail it from the inside. And that doesn't mean that it's pushing it through from a dictatorial perspective, because each thing that we're doing from the national level becomes quite high, quite ambitious, and as it gets lower down, it should be becoming more tactical. You know, the way that Dan in his division wants to provide outreach will be tactical to Indianapolis. The way that somebody that's up in the high peak of wherever, Pikes Peak area of Colorado, will be different from how you tackle that in Indianapolis. That's why we're not being prescriptive. You know, we're leaving it open to local decisions and local leadership. So you can't then having people popping up and trying to snipe the people in Pikes Peak because we did something different in Indianapolis. You know, it's just going to completely undermine everything that we're trying to do. And that should be blatantly obvious, I would have thought. But, you know, it's clearly, you know, not necessarily been that way. So that's Vision to 2035. Ultimately, if we don't succeed with this, we don't succeed with turning the organization round, by the end of the decade, which is only 4 years away now, we'll almost be at or have passed the cliff of where quite a number of our current members have passed on to the big model railroad in the sky. And that will mean that there'll be a void.
Gordy, you know, can I just tell you something?
That's where Lionel's going.
You know.
I've had several medical problems, and I continue to. And I just want to make one thing clear to you, because I want you, as a young man at the age of 39 with a couple of young kids, I want you to be able to enjoy the rest of your life. But if when I go, you say something to the effect of one more toot toot, or he's gone to that big model railroad in the sky, or anything that even remotely has anything to do with trains, I will personally haunt you for the rest of your life.
He's taking that westbound train.
No. You know that like the car system that they have. Right, I can just see you riding the Hells Angels Club around Miniature Wonderland for the rest of your time. That's how you're going to haunt the world when you're out of here, right? It won't necessarily be on driving a train. It'll be, a Fat Bob or something going around.
I dare you to say something train related when I pass on. Just go ahead, take the chance. I dare you.
No. That'll give you something to do. Lionel coming back and haunting him.
Well, I'm pretty sure
I'm already pretty haunted. It's
fine. I'm pretty sure my time will be occupied making Daniel's life a misery.
I'm going to say it just so you have to come visit.
Joking apart, like seriously joking apart, the life fund is in surplus, and that's because the number of people that are in the life fund have passed away, and it's getting more and more each year, as you would expect, because we're not adding to it. And that's even one of the things that I've pushed to look at whether we could do. And this isn't an announcement that we can do it, because it's being looked into as to whether it would be even financially viable. But giving people an option, if you became an MMR, give MMRs the option to be able to buy back into a life membership. But it's still going to be significantly expensive. But the average age of our members is way into a number that begins with a 7. And I'm not more talking about a single number either, as you can imagine.
You think it is? You think it is that high?
Well, it was 69 in 2022.
All right. Okay.
So, and in 1992, it was 53.
All right. So what is the message you would say to people? What's the one thing, if you could change something tomorrow that you feel would improve the NMRA? What's the one thing people can do individually to try to help the NMRA?
The one thing that people could do is to just pause and think about, before you speak, you post, or you act, is to just think about whether that's going to clear, how you're going to, whatever it is you feel that you need to share, not whether that, whatever it is you feel you need to share, because obviously you need to share it, that you do so in a way that actually clears the tracks for the next generation of model railroaders, and even NMRA members, just the next generation of people that come into the hobby, that it's going to benefit somebody that comes behind you, because that's all that we all should be wanting to do, because somebody did that for us previously, and it's all about paying it back. So it would just be about take a minute, pause, and think about how you're doing it. So don't give that feedback, but if it's really critical or really negative or could be misunderstood, then do it maybe bit more privately, and I'll step up, and get involved.
Or for those people that have something negative to say, just don't do it, because that in itself will be helping push the NMRA. Like, pay it forward. I mean, look at Kelly, as annoying as he is. Look how much he's doing for model railroading in his community by being so enthusiastic. Or look at what Linda's doing in new member outreach. I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, I ripped it off, but it's a great idea. New member outreach.
New modeler outreach.
New modeler,
to bring new people into the hobby.
Yeah, but why I'm not wanting us to think that my message here is to cut off all counter views or negative feedback, because it's really, really important that we understand and know and are aware of what's not working. But we need to understand and be aware of whether it's not working for you as an individual or whether it's not working for everybody. Like Marty Jenkins with his mute button, that's a Marty problem, right? He can't get himself off mute ever. But people not being able to renew their membership because they're from a certain part of the country or whatever, or they're using a certain kind of card from a bank or whatever, that's a real issue we do need to know. That's not negativity, that's feedback. But it doesn't need to be all over public places, It needs to come back in the right way, and we do act on it. We do get feedback. We do act on it. I'd say more people come back to me and other people in the local and national parts of the organisation privately than do publicly. But it's just making sure it's done in the right way. And I'm not asking everyone to be hippies and happy clappies and groupies at all. Absolutely not.
Linda's a hippie.
But
I'm not. But
you are so. You are so. You are so.
How am I a hippie?
Oh, come on! Just look at your lifestyle. You have, sometimes your hair is green, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's purple. You got a hippie written all over you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I do play labor protest songs on guitar, so
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly. Is there anything worse than a hippie that doesn't know she's a hippie?
But I have a hippie suggestion. I was part of an organization many years ago that had a very clear distinction between gossip and having a complaint. And what their rule was that if you have something to say, if you have a suggestion or something you don't like, to take that to someone, to only take that to someone who can do something about it. So, if I just say, well, these people are, this doesn't work. And you should go tell the person who can fix it that it doesn't work. And then the kind of aside from that was, if you receive a complaint, you agreed to encourage the person doing the complaining to take that to someone like, I'm not the person who can deal with that. You should find who is, or here's who is, and you can take it to them. And so it was a culture of not gossiping and just fussing about stuff. It was a culture of, if you have something that needs to be changed, or you just don't like, whatever, to get it on a productive routing.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of looking at things. And all I say to people is, I do a lot of signposting for exactly that reason, Linda. People come to me like, I need to get this. Well, you've come to me. Yes, everybody kind of ultimately reports to me, but I'm not the right person.
Mm-hmm.
This is the person you need to talk to. And I don't just say, here's a person you need to talk to. I go, here's a person you need to talk to. They're copied into this email. I know that they will respond to you.
I have asked you specifically things like, I have something about X. Are you the right person, or who is? And you've responded back to me with like, here's the right person, and here's their email, and CCing me on it. Yeah, CCing them.
And they're copied.
Yeah,
so
and that's the way you actually get things done and changed.
Well, and I think it's important. We got to stop now, because it's actually where Gordy is sitting right this minute. It's actually almost 20 minutes after 1 a.m. is where he's sitting. So we appreciate you taking the time, Gordy. And what was I going to say? I was going to say something really. Oh, yeah. I think it's important to realize that Gordy puts in a tremendous, Linda, just think about it. He has 16,000 members,
I can't even imagine.
And it's easy for you. And it's easy for you to ask him a question directly.
He's very responsive. Yeah.
But the point is, there's 16,000 people that have that access to Gordy, and he's willing to hear the questions and answer the questions. And it's like, I don't think we can be thankful enough to just how much effort he puts into this and how hard he tries. And
I mean, I appreciate that, but I know that someone's going to be screaming at whatever device they're listening to the podcast going, I emailed Gordy and he never came back to me. I get a lot of emails, and if I do miss an email and don't come back to you within like 72 hours, then nudge me again. Because if I see your email at 4:00 in the morning, because my son's got sleep apnea, and if he wakes up 4 or 5 times every single night, so I don't get much more than 2 or 3 hours sleep a night anyway. If I see your email and I've put it and it's marked as read, I'll forget in the morning, potentially, if there's been a few instances through the night. So if I miss your email, miss responding to you, like, please just get back in touch with me within 72 hours after. Give me like 3 days to respond. And if I don't, nudge me. But my only warning is with people is I'm all about empowerment. So if you're coming to me with a suggestion or a complaint, you've got to be prepared. I'm going to empower you to do something about it. Like, whether that is as simple as signposting you to somebody else so you can inform that other person, but I will actually copy them in because my experience is that not everybody actually then follows through, and I do think feedback is really important. Or I will remove that roadblock and give you green lights to go and do whatever you need and get that done. And a few people have learned that the hard way from me, but it's all for the positive benefit of the family of the NMRA. So, just be prepared for that. Don't be surprised, and don't not say back to me ever, well, I just thought you were going to do that for me, because I don't have any more time to give.
Right.
Marcus,
at capacity.
Marcus, we're at the end of the show, but do we have time for a quick story?
Sure, go right ahead.
All right. So today I was trying to get something done, and I thought to myself, I hate email. I absolutely detest email. I don't want to be anybody's pen pal. I don't want to write emails because every email starts like, "Hi, Steve." Like when you text somebody, you just say whatever it is. You don't, Marcus, when I text you, I don't go, "Hi, Marcus. Hope you're having a good day." And then talk about, it's like it's whatever the subject is. Or Facebook Messenger is very similar to that. Or using the phone. So today I was complaining to one of our regulars here, one of our co-hosts on the podcast, and I said, you know what? I just had an epiphany. At my age, I'm done with email. I am not emailing anybody. I'm not dealing with anybody via email. If they want to talk to me, they can text me, they can Facebook message me, they can call me. There's 3 different ways. And so I was talking to the lady at Railroad Model Craftsman about our Modeler's Life ad, and I said, I got to talk to Mike Lindsay. I said, just tell him to text me or call me or something. I said, don't tell him not to email me. Tell him to text me. And literally 30 minutes later, I get an email from him. It's pretty much company policy that we conduct advertising business via email. Even when I speak with a client on the phone, I'm required to phone. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, no.
It's like if I wanted to be a pen pal, I would have contacted you when I was 10 years old. I hate email.
Do you accept carrier pigeons still?
Yeah, I'll take a carrier pigeon so long as it's already pooped before it gets here.
Yeah.
Hey, Lionel.
Hey, Daniel.
If it was like 1:30 in the morning, can you think of any hobby shops that would still take your order?
Oh, absolutely. If you know what, if you're awake right now and you're listening to this at any time after midnight, no matter whether you're Pacific time, Central time, if you're in the great state of Britain, great jolly old Britain, it's not a state, it's a country on its own. I know that. Or if you're in Australia, I apologize because you live in the same country as Martin. I'm just kidding, Martin. I'm just kidding. You know what? Go to whiterosehobbies.com and they will take your order 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Boom, right there. And then they'll send it out to you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can send in your order. You can buy stuff at any time of the day from whiterosehobbies.com. And they're, do you know where they're located, Kelly?
Yeah, somewhere in York, Pennsylvania.
4401 West Market Street.
The old Lincoln Highway.
Just down the road
down
from
The Ben Franklin RV Park.
There you go.
And Dairy Queen.
Yep. And you know what? Ask for either Ryan or Tom and tell them Lionel sent you. They love that. Neil Erickson did that, and he won a $50 gift certificate, although he hasn't got it yet. But he did win it, and we acknowledged that he won it. But then I asked him a simple yes or no question, and then things just deteriorated from there.
He's just playing the game of, hey, dude, where's my gift certificate?
Yeah, there you go.
Another game.
He's solo player, but yeah, he's playing.
He's the only one playing.
That's it.
He will be a winner.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We're done. I might turn this one over to Derek to edit because he didn't get to listen to it. Because he's the NMRA's newest. What's his job, Gordy?
He's project manager in our online education pilot program.
There you go. There you go. Wow, Derek there you go, Derek. Nice one. Nice job.
How's that for a turnaround, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Another example of empowerment, but yeah.
I like my mentor idea. That was a great idea, which just Gordy completely ignored.
I have a follow-up question for Gordy, but I'm going to email him later about that.
Yeah, is it a good question?
I think so.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll stop this, and then we'll start another little segment that we can add into our program. That way we can record it.
Okay.
Kelly, can you give out our email address?
Yes, if you want to reach us through the wonders of email, which Lionel doesn't like, you can reach us at modelerslife@gmail.com. That's modeler with one L like aerosol, not two L's like model railroad.
Okay, that wasn't bad. And I like emails from our listeners.
Yes.
Because I don't have to answer those by actually typing. All I got to do is read them and make smart-ass remarks. If every email I got, I could just make a smart-ass remark, that would be great. You know, like the one I got from Mike Lindsay. It's pretty much company policy that we conduct advertising business via email. Well, it's pretty much my policy that I don't advertise if I've got to do it by email. So we're at a standoff. And if you didn't catch that email, you can go to our website, amodelerslife.com, scroll down a little bit, and there's a widget right there, and you just fill out your email. And it turns out there's a way for me to see them all on the website, which is really cool. So we'll have another viewer mail show soon. We should have Neil Erickson on that one. And then, let's see, what else do I got to say? Oh, yeah. And if you like this podcast, which was on the free channel, and you'd like twice as much podcasting a week, and who wouldn't, you can, for just a few cents a day, you can join our Patreon channel, and then you get 2 podcasts a week. And if you join the T-shirt level, then you're in the game that everybody, the game that is sweeping the globe, called Hey Dude, Where's My Shirt? And Linda was a recent participant in that. And did you have fun in the game, Linda?
I did indeed. I hit the jackpot.
There you go.
And all kinds of cool stickers and everything.
Exactly. And then also we have our Wednesday night chat group, which is very popular. We have 30, 40, 50 people pass through that every Wednesday, which is a lot of fun. And and I think is that it? Have I covered everything, Marcus?
I think you've got every last bit of it.
All right. So, Gordy, at the appropriate moment, we need you to say something witty. Even though it's almost 1:30 a.m.
1:30 in the morning.
Kelly already stole my one, but anyway, yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to do the email address. You got to just say something.
No, he stole my word. He stole my word for that.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. See, Kelly.
I apologize.
Funnier in my accent.
All right. So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
tail lamps.
Tail lamps?
Yeah.
Seriously? That's it?
Yeah, it's the end of the podcast. They go on the back of a train. Come on.
Ah.
Yeah, but that's an inanimate object. Do I have to clarify that it's a person?
All right, okay. I've got it.
All right.
It can be.
We'll do it again. Well, I'll edit that part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's the whole purpose.
What are you laughing at, Daniel?
Those never get edited out. That's the beauty of them.
So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
Freds.
It's another Lincoln Homer.
Flashing rear end devices.
British humor.
And we wonder why the NMRA is losing members.
Oh,